This is USVI News, your Virgin Islands connection.
Hi, everyone. Thanks so much for joining us for USVI News. I'm Emily Matson. As we reported earlier this week, the Virgin Islands Department of Education is getting ready to welcome all students back into the classrooms at the start of next year. The return to in-person learning will be phased in beginning in January 2022 for students in 4th through 12th grades. Younger students, of course, have already returned to in-person learning. That happened back in September. The Education Commissioner, along with the USVI governor, says this is a move which is vital for the educational needs of the territory's students and is a key part of returning to normalcy from the COVID-19 pandemic.
As we navigate the pandemic, safely returning all of our students to our school campuses has been a goal of this administration. We could not do this without the partnership of the Department of Health. With vaccinations now available to all adults and student populations age 5 and up, coupled with the territory's COVID-19 cases on the decline and more restrictions being lifted, it is the right time to begin moving toward a greater sense of normalcy for all of our students.
And I know that for many, the decision may bring anxiety, and for others, some relief. But the rest of the world is silently moving on toward normalcy. We've had a model that has proved successful in keeping our students, faculty, and staff safe. For months now, we've been doing this. In addition, we have available for children ages 5 and older the vaccine, which is also proving in dramatically reducing the chances of severe illness or death from COVID. We need to move forward for the sake of our students and their educational needs. So I ask the parents out there to get vaccinated and vaccinate your children who are eligible to receive the vaccine. And I'm also asking our educators to do the same. This is the most effective form of protection there is in COVID-19.
The Virgin Islands Department of Health leaders say they've already started to administer Pfizer's child-sized COVID vaccines to kids ages 5 to 11. To make an appointment for your child, you can call 340-777-8227 or go online to covid19usvi.com/vaccines. Meantime, across the Caribbean, Cuba is gradually reopening schools as well. Some 612,000 elementary and middle school children returned to the classroom on Monday. Next week, the remaining student population of more than 700,000 will begin in-person classes, completing the island's plan of having all schools operating by mid-November. As Cuba approaches the announced date of November 15th for the reopening of the entire country to the world, getting children back to school is one of the priorities in order to help get parents back to work in the tourism industry and government operations as well. Thanksgiving travel might look a lot different or a lot like it did pre-pandemic. AAA says more than 53 million people are expected to travel for the Thanksgiving holiday. That's a 13% increase from last year and only 5% below the 2019 level. More than 4 million people are expected to fly, which is an 80% increase from last year. But most holiday travelers will likely be on the roads. AAA predicts 48 million people are driving this Thanksgiving holiday season. Multiple investigations are still ongoing in Houston, Texas, after 8 people died and hundreds were injured during an outdoor concert on Friday night. It happened during the Astroworld Festival as rapper Travis Scott, a Houston native and founder of the event, took the stage. Our USVI News' Isley Gooden spoke with a fan who experienced the chaotic crowds.
Several people were killed and hundreds of others were injured at rapper Travis Scott's Astroworld Festival in Houston.
The crowd began to compress towards the front of the stage. Okay, and that caused some panic, and it started causing some injuries. People began to fall out, become unconscious.
Kennedy Caldwell has been to over 10 festivals. She says Astroworld Fest was one of the rowdiest to date.
I've never been to a concert where I'm like gasping for air. Like when you're in a crowd of people, you're going to get hot and you're going to be like you need water, of course. Like it's thousands of people around you watching a person. However, I've never been in an environment where it's like, I need air, I need water, I'm going to die. And I feel like at that point, it's a huge issue.
She saw multiple people taken in an ambulance as the rapper Travis Scott continued the show.
And then I saw some people like getting like picked up and they weren't moving. And I was kind of like worried, but that happens a lot at concerts. A lot of people pass out and everything. So I didn't think it was anything super duper severe.
She thinks more could have been done.
One, I feel like he should have stopped the concert a long time ago. I feel like, including with his track record, you know what you're doing. It's one thing to just get your system out and dance, and there's another thing to hurt people.
Police say they don't know what caused the crowd to surge forward, but they are actively investigating the incident. Reporting, Isley Gooden, One Caribbean News. Reporting, Isley Gooden.
Travis Scott says he will cover funeral costs and will be refunding Astroworld Fest attendees. There are more Puerto Ricans living in New York than live on the actual island, and their voting power is undeniable. Somos New York is an organization which brings this group of Hispanic politicians, lawmakers, and entrepreneurs together, and they recently took over San Juan for a 3-day conference. Our USVI News' Marisol Rivera was at the closing ceremonies and has more.
The red carpet was rolled out in the island of Puerto Rico as New York politicians and government officials came to create change and volunteer with local entities led by nonprofit organization Somos, created to affect change in the U.S. territory.
Well, Somos, Inc. is a nonprofit organization, 501c3, that works in collaboration with the New York State Puerto Rican Hispanic Task Force. Our mission is to raise funds for scholarships for young people. We also work with the New York State Puerto Rican Task Force to help them with their workshops and their legislative agenda. Why we are here? Because we want to help Puerto Rico. Our theme is La Recuperación. We believe that if we come to the island, that we bring resources, that we spend money, that we allow for the economic stability of the island. We want to leave resources, we want to help groups, and we've identified several. So we're excited about this conference. This is our 36th year doing this, and we will continue to do it for many more years and collaborate.
What plans will you come with for next year? Because you will be coming back, right?
I think next year what we want to do is we want to build a bridge with Puerto Rico, with the community, with the elected officials. We want to be able to bring to the island our people and our resources. So hopefully next year we'll identify more community-based organizations and do more days of service.
Where can people find out more information?
SomosNewYork.org. That is our website, and we're building it and we're growing it, and we hope to use it more and more as an information platform and build more collaborations, not only in the state of New York, but also in the island with our friends and our organizations that we're working with.
From Carolina, Puerto Rico, this is Marisol Rivera.
And this is an annual conference in Puerto Rico, and we'll bring you much more on ways Somos members came to the island to see the impact of their donations since Hurricane Maria.